Stayed on the Nile. Bridges in Cairo, in their diversity of construction systems, materials, scale, type and history, are living proof of the ongoing debate between two worldviews and two ways of life. Naturally, the story of bridges in Cairo, and the world at large, started with the pedestrian or pedestrian-friendly bridges. Pedestrian bridges like Al-Manisterli and pedestrian-friendly bridges like Qasr el-Nil were certainly erected to facilitate the act of crossing the Nile from one bank to the other, to connect the east and west banks of Cairo. However, the act of physical crossing was not their sole aim. Such bridges were designed with clear intention and great sensitivity to the human scale. They are suspended oases that are capable of crossing the urban hustle and bustle into the tranquility and introspectiveness of the Nile. Like the Nile it crosses, every new bridge in Cairo could potentially, depending on the design approach, be a connector enhancing the city's multi-layered fabric or an urban edge that ruptures the city's urban, social, characteristic, spiritual and historical continuity. The fact that Egypt is developing its new administrative capital tens of kilometers to the east of Cairo leaves the latter with a golden opportunity to regenerate itself and its millennial narrative into a better and more meaningful future. Nile River became known as the father of life and the mother of all men. The concept of shape is taken from the transformation of the Nile River that passes through Cairo. The Nile River, which has been the source of life for the local community for centuries, continues today. It is hoped that this bridge can solve pedestrian problems and can become a new public space that can further enliven the surrounding area. If seen from the side, this bridge has an uneven dynamic shape, so it can form the skyline of Cairo with a different perspective. The new pedestrian bridge is the solution of providing better experience in passing the Nile River for passerby without getting honked by motor vehicle and better view of the skyline. In addition, it also provides better access for pedestrians to cross on Nile Corniche Street and El Khalig Street. The idea of the bridge's organical plan came from the Nile River splitting. As we know, it represents the livability of Cairo, while the supporting facilities on landing areas are influenced by ancient Egyptian art, which is somewhat static and usually formal. Therefore, it creates a contradictive configuration and composition that adding intermittent ambience. Stayed on the Nile also means a cable-stayed bridge has one or more towers or pylons, from which cables support the bridge deck. There are three main structures of the pedestrian bridge that adjust the shape and distribution of the load. On the edge, it is designed with dynamic arches of the bridge give it a forward-looking, modern appearance that may well withstand the judgment of time. This concept symbolizes the two opposite sides that are joined by the Nile and bring life. The structure in the middle is designed with two supports that are back-to-back. The very dynamic form of the bridge is accentuated by the lack of backstays. This form is a simplification of the Ankh symbol, which depicts the concept of the river Nile as the source of life from time to time, as a symbol of life itself. It will connect two districts, which are Al Tahrir district on the east bank and Al Zamalek on the west bank. The landing bridge at East Bank will be on an empty site near the Egyptian Museum, while another landing bridge at West Bank will be on Al Masala Garden that is near the Opera House. Since it will be located between two tourism sites, it will attract more tourists because of its walkability.